A new report indicates that AEW will have a major debut. Guys, we're going to talk all about that in just a little bit. We have the timestamps in the description down below. But first, we got to talk about Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander because it appears WWE has split up this tag team. During the WWE main event tapings on Monday night, it appears Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are no longer together. In fact, Cedric Alexander defeated Shelton Benjamin in a singles match. And I honestly don't know why WWE made this creative decision. I don't know if they have plans for Cedric Alexander. He was a very big favorite for Triple H, especially during the Cruiserweight Classic. But I actually love the Hurt Business. I loved watching Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin together during the COVID era of WWE. I thought they were fantastic together. And with some renewed interest in the WWE Tag Team division, I feel like they would be a really solid tag team to compete against the Usos and the Viking Raiders and whoever else will be in that tag team division going forward. So WWE made this decision to split them up. It's not something I necessarily agree with, but I do look forward to seeing what kind of plans they may have with both of these guys going forward. I feel like WWE does have something special in both with them, and I do expect Triple H to use them in some capacity. But what is that capacity? Is it going to be the right decision or not? I don't know. But preferably, I would have liked to have seen them as a tag team and be a serious tag team. However, unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. I also want to say when it comes to Cedric Alexander, at one point, they were also testing out this idea of Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali as a tag team, but there's no word or indication if that is something that is going to be in the plans going forward. So, look, WWE can do anything at this point, maybe bring in a light heavyweight championship, cruiserweight championship. I'm not sure exactly what plans there may be, but I feel like Cedric Alexander could definitely be one of those guys to hold that belt if they choose to do so. It's just really only a matter of time to see what they do. As far as Shelton Benjamin goes, obviously a great veteran, but I feel like there would be more of a ceiling for Cedric versus Shelton at this stage of their careers. So we're talking about Kota Ibushi. Guys, a lot of great things here. If you guys don't know anything about Kota Ibushi, I highly recommend you do your research. A hell of a talent, obviously real life best friends with Kenny Omega. Well, now Slice Wrestling has put out a very interesting report. Again, Slice Wrestling has knocked out some very big stories in recent history. But AEW officials and more importantly, Kenny Omega have been recruiting Kota Ibushi to AEW for some time now. The two wrestlers obviously have history, especially within, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, the two might be joining forces once again in AEW, and officials would love to have Kota Ibushi appear at AEW All Out or even AEW Grand Slam, but they are awaiting results on health protocols to see if he would be cleared in time, as he is currently dealing with a shoulder injury. AEW officials have officially started the process of writing an early script for Kota Ibushi, scripting a Golden Lovers and Golden Elite program. And WWE has been trying to sign Ibushi to the company as well, but he has turned down multiple offers in recent years. And one of the big factors of him joining AEW is Kenny Omega. So obviously wrestling is getting very crazy these days when it comes to Kota Ibushi coming to AEW. It's massive. The idea that they want to use him for pay-per-views and, use him for big events, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. However, I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I've been saying a lot recently. Don't make big signings if you're not using talent. And there seems to be a very big issue historically within AEW for making a signing, using them for a little bit, not having enough TV time to put them on TV, and then people aren't getting used. And when Tony Khan says, Tony Khan recently compared AEW to WWE, WWE has twice as much TV time, that is true. So why are you still making signings, and why is their talent still not being used? Where is Kip Sabian? Where are some of these people that have been with the company for a very long time and they're not being used? And I think that's one of the biggest issues that AEW has had. I don't think there's a solution to this problem until Tony Khan stops signing people. But ultimately, Kota Ibushi is a great talent, so of course you're going to want him. So it's a very, very tough situation, but I feel like Tony Khan and AEW have to get better when it comes to actually utilizing talent, because if you're not utilizing talent, then you run into this issue where people start losing momentum. Once people start losing momentum, then truth be told, it's all downward from there. I also believe that Kota Ibushi coming to AEW and being involved with Kenny Omega makes a lot of sense, perhaps for the tag team division. But where does Kenny Omega go within this trios division? That's something that a lot of people need to pay attention to, because there's rumors that Kenny Omega might be going for the World Championship. I talked about that in my last video. If you guys missed that, definitely check it out on this channel. Now, with that being said, my friends, I want to talk about Kris Statlander, who has been revealed to be injured yet again. She revealed on Twitter that despite injuring one knee earlier, now she has injured the other knee. She promises that she'll be back bigger, more powerful, and more than a woman. But of course, with Kris Statlander being injured again, it always comes back to momentum. And I feel like AEW dropped the ball. There was that match between her and Ruby Soho. The fans wanted Kris Statlander to win. She didn't get the win. AEW has not really done much with Ruby Soho or Kris Statlander since then. So again, we talk about new signings. We talk about all of these different things, but momentum is not a friend to AEW. Whenever there's momentum, they drop the ball, and I feel like it is causing issues for talent to truly get over. If Kris Statlander on a weekly basis was getting great wins on Dynamite and Rampage, with the fan reaction that she was receiving, she would have been ready to dethrone Jade Cargill. I personally believe that. So again, AEW needs to put themselves in a situation where they are truly thinking about momentum and keeping the shift going upward. And instead, they kind of go like this, go up, go back down, up, go back down. They never tank down to the bottom fully, but the thing is, that's how the start and stop pushes happen. That's why it is a very big concern for me when I see that AEW isn't necessarily making the right decisions from that creative perspective. I say it all the time. AEW is really good at telling stories. AEW is really good at putting on good matches. But you got to know when to pull the trigger, and I feel like they've missed the boat, especially with Kris Statlander. So now that she's injured, we don't know for a fact if she's going to have surgery just yet. There is that belief that she will require surgery. But with her missing TV time again, you can almost guarantee that her momentum is gone. Now, there is a solution to this. If AEW starts building some more momentum in this women's division, if they start building some more storylines that take up TV time on Dynamite, not Dark, not Rampage, but on Dynamite, if you're seeing continuity with major storylines in the women's division, you have one last opportunity to put Kris Statlander in one of those feuds the minute she is ready to return. With all that momentum and focus on the women's division, when she comes back, she'll guaranteed get a major pop. Fans will want to obviously see her, and that will pretty much be their last chance to get it right. If they don't do that and they just kind of bring her back and don't do anything with her, I have a very, very strong feeling that it's pretty much going to be it for Kris Statlander's possible world championship feuds or whatever it may be. So yeah, really, really interesting to see what happens. Obviously, a lot of things happening in wrestling. I'll keep you guys updated along the way. So don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that bell, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.